Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Tesselations from CZT Sue Douglas. All right, this is a grid pattern. I have pre-marked on my tile one box of the grid. And I had to try this a couple times. And then when I stopped worrying about how I was doing it, it went a lot easier. So starting off, we're going to put really a giant M. At first I was thinking zigzag, then when I thought M, it seemed to help. The issue that I personally had is kind of the where to place it. And that's where it's like, if I just don't think about it, it's okay. So maybe a third-ish of the way, down from your corner. So if we just watch, or, and this is one where you just have to play with it and let it be whimsical. It's all okay. So I'm going to do a diagonal up. So like I said, a giant M, like so. Then we're going to, let's see, which way we work with it. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way. Sometimes you just find one way to turn it and then we keep going. So let's see, I went up, down, up, down. Well, this is, this would be the beginning. We're doing it kind of backwards. But from here, we're going to continue the zigzag, but it's really just, we'll just watch. it's up and then down and then back up. Make that a little nicer. Now see this now, and so now looking, it's like, well, this could have been up a little bit more here, but it's Zentangle, it's okay. Then same thing. There's that first part of the zigzag, and we're just going up, down, and up. Ultimately, the way we're doing it, like here we have a W. Well, I guess here we have a W also. And that would be the same this way if we just flip it upside down. Oh, oh my goodness. All right. And then here we end up with just an upside down V. And it depends, of course, on which direction you're drawing. But that's it. For me, not having pinpoints, like if it's, the middle, I can do that pretty well. And eyeball it, and it's not off as much. But this is Zentangle. And as I was just telling some ladies at a class today, it's like that, because we had somebody new, and we can't think of it. Don't think of it as drawing. Avoid thinking of it as, we're drawing a shape. It's supposed to be non-representational. Now, it might resemble and be inspired by a flower or whatever, but we should remember it is non-representational. So that's your out. It is a pattern, and that is all there is to it. So whatever happens, happens. Okay, so then your next step is we're going to do two straight lines, making, it would be an upside down V here. And of course, you can decide how high up you want that to be or how low. And whatever works better for you. Sometimes I think doing it this way, where I can kind of eyeball the center and then do one line and then the other line, versus the way I first did it, which was this way. A lot of times when I do that, then I end up missing the corner, or wherever I'm aiming, I just kind of miss a little bit. All right, and then in the last box on my step out, I combined the last two steps. On Sue's, she combined two of those initial zigzags, and I wanted to make sure that you could see them. And so that's why I thought, well, these ones are easy, so I decided to combine it. So the next step is from just looking on those V's that we just created. Well, you know what? You could do this either way. I'm going to do it the other way. I take that back. Erase, erase. So we're going to do, from all of these points, we're going to crisscross them. And this is, maybe where it could get a little dicey, I suppose. So just find wherever you want to start, and like I said, this I was feeling like this might be more even, or this might be off more, so I'm gonna do it here first. So crossing, right, straight lines between those points, and then here, what I'm gonna do, because I know that is not a straight line, so I'm gonna go from this point to that intersection, and then from this point to the intersection, and repeat on these other ones. So whichever way you want to do it first, do it, and then that cross becomes the intersection, and then the other points just have it, just go that far, so that way it's not like, oh, I'm going to draw this line all the way across and then it ends up crossing somewhere else. This is a strategic course correction. And that is the tangle. So then now you get to just have fun with it. And here's what I'm thinking. And so, and decorate it however you might want to. I'm thinking right now what would be neat. Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to put some graphite. And this, I'm going to use it as a fill-in. And I'm just picking this side. I'm using the strategy of, or the ideas from doing the Tangle Cubine. And so I'm going to use the tortillon. Oh, I was using another color with this one. I was experimenting, and I should put that somewhere else where the the tiles or the tortillons that have some color will live. That's all right. It was a dark color. Okay, so just like I said, just filling that in. And that's what's nice is you can just scribble a little on it and then spread it out with the tortillon and make it all nice and smooth. And then you can adjust the amount of gray. What's the color? The amount of gray, and I'm going to fill in the other. I grabbed my graphic one here. You can adjust the amount of gray by how much you scribble on to begin with. You can always add more, but and then too, maybe it's a good opportunity to wipe off what's ever on your tortillon. So you could start with that, and then add some graphite if need be, and then just filling in these outsides. But there's a lot you could do with this. You could do straight lines in one section. Heck, you could do orbs. You could do anything that you want. And I just like the dimensionalness of doing it this way. And then of course there's the space outside that you can do something with. That you could, again, same idea: straight lines, orbs, print humps, cheesecloth. Yeah, there's a lot of background tangles. I do have a play. I when I post these, I do put them in playlists, and eventually I will get all of these yeah, onto my website, because that was my intention of my website, was to have things categorized differently, so that way it's like, oh, I want to see backgrounds, or I want to see things that are geometric, or um, flowery, or I call it water y, because if it looks like it came from the water or belongs in the water, that was just a category. And some tangles might have multiple, but just thought that that would be fun. And I've gotten some, just not all. And um, and yeah, so take a look at the background, so that way you could, backgrounds or textures. I think I have textures also, so you could have you know have fun just exploring some different textures. But that's the tangle. It's really neat, and easier than, you know eh, than it looks on the step out. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have a like or a thumbs up, and feel free to share it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would love to have you be a subscriber. And in the description section, there are links to step outs as well as ways to connect with me. So a link to my website is there. I have a Facebook community that is full of amazing people, and would love to have you join us there. On my website also, I do classes online almost twice a week. Every Thursday, unless I have a schedule issue, but I try to put that out with plenty of notice, and I will reschedule it versus just canceling it. So, because you have to have the fix, right? So we'd love to have you join us for an online class, and we have a lot of fun. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.